What are you talking about? Good.
Oh, sorry. These things are super. President Lawrence, Vice President Flagel, Dean Adams, friends, family, friends, friends of family, my friends' families, friends of other families, families of other friends. Thank you all for being here. To the administration, I can hardly express my gratitude at the very fact that we're even here. Putting on this ceremony, it's unprecedented, at least as far as I know, and I'm going to continue with that assumption. Special commencement ceremony for just 6 graduating seniors. You guys sure it's worth it? Okay, of course. This is a dream come true, and I want to extend a special and specific thank you to Dean Jamil Adams and Perry Lovell. You were the backbone of this ceremony. We came to you first in January with nothing but hope and an idea, and you've been beyond helpful and patient, and the work you put in should not go unnoticed or unrecognized. We are here today because of Tron, Brandeis Men's Ultimate Frisbee Team, a growing program of increasing success. And I could stand here and drone on about Tron and Ultimate for hours, as we so often do on Tron. I like to say that 50% of my time is spent with Tron, and while the other 50% is spent thinking and talking about Tron. But I'll speak to something we don't talk as much about, but is really why we talk so much about Tron. It's what makes Tron special. Tron as a family. Tron as an education. Tron as a memory bank. People often overlook and underestimate how emotionally exhausting college can be. A departure into an entirely new environment, without your tried and tested support system, with added challenges in work, testing situations, and people. I know not everyone is as blessed as I am to come from a loving and supportive unit. Shout out to Mom and Papa Narayanan. But my upbringing has only made one thing certain for me: the need for the familiar. To walk around campus and always see smiling faces and Tron jerseys, always getting high fives and hugs is one thing. To also be able to sit down with those people and share stories, to share poetry, to share laughs, to share pain. The bond this team has formed is something I don't always understand. It's electric. Beyond welcoming and supportive, beyond friends, Tron is a family. But we came to Brandeis to learn things and stuff, so we attended classes, took tests, wrote essays. I'm a cynic. If you know me, you know that. I think what you learn isn't from books or professors, though I read my fair share of good books and had my fair share of excellent professors. The learning you do in college is personal. Internal. It's hard to overstate how much I learned from Tron. Our core values translate off the field as much as they do on it. Communicate with your peers. Make smart decisions. Take what you're given. Get fired up. Support the people you love. Have a short-term memory. Put in work now and reap the benefits later. Work hard. Work harder than everyone else. Play happy and without fear. Nothing is given. Everything is earned. Unity. Desire. Humility. I hope that doesn't sound too cultish. Tron has helped us all grow as people in a way I'd like you to understand. You'll understand that now I can look at perfection and say, I can do that. I can be that. I can't. But there's nothing wrong with convincing yourself of otherwise. Perfection is elusive, impossible to achieve. How can we achieve something that is so individual for every person? Maybe I see you as perfect, maybe you see me as perfect, maybe we both think the other person sucks. It doesn't really matter. If I want something, if you want something, that's enough for the feeling of perfection. Don't tell me you haven't experienced that feeling. You wanted that A, or that trophy, or that special commencement ceremony, so you studied for it, so you fought for it, so you put yourself out on a limb for it. Perfection. So the last thing that Tron is, does, will be, and has given me is memories. Beautiful, wonderful, lasting memories. Fun tournaments, ridiculous van rides, absurd Tron dinners, goofy parties, poetry readings, impromptu throwing sessions, being loud and boisterous all around campus so everyone knows that we're on Tron. I'm getting nostalgic just telling you about my nostalgia. So, what's so incredible about Tron is that it is Brandeis. Tron is what Brandeis advertises to all those big fish high school kids like I was. Find yourself, immerse yourself in a club, an organization, as there are so many here, and you will find something intangible, a takeaway, a part of you, a niche. And along the way, as you find yourself, you'll find your best friends, a great hobby, and memories you won't soon forget, or soon remember, depending on the circumstances. I know that families and parents in here were probably initially apprehensive and slightly disappointed to hear that the 6 of us would not be attending the main commencement ceremony. I hope that I have alleviated some of the uncertainty by painting the most honest and full picture of Tron that I can muster. As Tron has been our support system here at Brandeis, you, our families, have been our support system our whole lives, and at the risk of dropping into commencement cliches, we couldn't have done it without you. Literally, we would not exist. Without you, not only would we have no money, but we would be confused and scared, and your reassurance, blind love, and trust has given us courage to do amazing, wonderful, and surprising things, like join Tron. So I will close with a poem that I wrote a few days ago. I'm going to just drink this water real quick. What will you remember? I ask myself. And before I can even answer, I ask myself about myself. Is myself the same self that fluttered here in the breeze, seasons before the seasons, before there were reasons to wander the halls at night, to explore the gardens in light, to read the books to give sight, to write the words that I write, to express the feelings that I might? Right. This is the same self with so many thoughts in his brain that could not be named and now can no longer be contained. Before education itself, there was education in self. Now there is educated self and experience well. 4 more years on the pathway to tell. To tell stories I created, arguments I debated, people I've hated, things I've stated and replayed, made it into a string of stories, a storybook. Look, the storybook is coming alive. Journeys of my mind from the hive. Live, and you and these stories will be alive. Stories I was a part of, but the hardest part of wondering if it was worth it is the process of looking back at all the things of worth. I'm worth a lot more now than I used to be. I'm a lot more free. I'm no longer afraid to be me. I am changed, I am changed, I am changed. I am self. I am becoming self. I will always be becoming self. This I realized for myself. Brandeis isn't a flower, and Tron isn't the bud. Brandeis isn't the rain, and Tron isn't the mud. The truth is in between, because the unclean and the clean mix together to this mix of weather, this rain and thunder, this confusion and wonder, this splendor, this plenty, a feeling of empty, of longing, of songs and the wrongs I commit so I can persist, so I make decisions I no longer resist. Aptitude for altitude, friendships to menships, to sail the blue sea. I found you, and you found me. What is self, you ask? That is selfish. We bask in the glory of knowledge, experience-wise. We played outside, no benefit to hide. I'm full of 4 years of life with 0 regrets, because you make mistakes you have to accept. You have to accept yourself as the best. And if you want the people will step. Find your own rhythm, they're finding theirs. They're finding their pathways and you're finding stairs. You're all headed together, the journey apart, but this isn't the end. This is the start. That's what's